do that, that'd be great.
Okay, it's recording in progress. So just remember, it's all being recorded for you. Well, not for you, but okay. So let's get started. Just opening comments. I mentioned too about Joe and how he's doing. Other than that, comments, I don't have any. So strange, huh? All right, so we have our minutes from before. Did you all get them? There's papers all around, right? The one that says Church Administrative Board meeting. It's a single sheet. Okay, so that's your. It's backwards though, isn't it? Yeah.
Pastor, would you like me to read them so Joan and Betty can? They're not that long.
Well, no, I mean, I can read them.
All right.
Joe opened in prayer. Minutes were reviewed and accepted. Pastor gave his report about reaching out to members. We had that list that we mentioned the last couple months. Family Fun Day, which was postponed. National Night Out is coming up in October. And we're still week to week highlighting different missions activities and just to have ongoing training of lay members. Nothing new from the Staff Parish Relations Committee. Finance report, Margie presented the treasurer's report. For trustees, Tom and Al are working on getting the lift repaired, and we'll talk about that probably. Also air conditioning units and parts. Phantom Michael Hall, which is now working, and actually it's on now. And refrigerator is repaired. And questions of Dave's job description were covered in respect to cleaning the kitchen. Also nylon boat rope. I don't know what that is. I finished by anniversary Sunday.
It looks like something got deleted there. We're talking about the flags were
Flags, okay.
to be replaced.
Okay, all right.
I will fix that on my copy. Flag.
Shandi was absent and Margie read Shandi's report. UMW, $25 being donated to the police camp. And then old business, we went through old business about anniversary Sunday, about COVID-19 and more community cups. That's it. And that's actually, so now you've heard the.
There's some on the back.
Yeah, that's what I read. I read the old business.
Okay.
Okay, so do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
Made the motion.
Well, Janice got you first. And then, okay, so Margie seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
Who seconded?
What?
Who seconded?
You did.
I'm not allowed to second.
Well, you
I'm
just
a member.
said all in favor, and you said, I said, anybody gonna make a motion? I heard somebody say it, Betty or Joan, I guess. All right, Barbara will do it.
Volunteered.
My dad's name is Robert. He did not create rules of order, but he probably could have. All right, my report, I don't, other than summer, we're able to have when we're all together, 4 of us in a praise team. So that's pretty neat. We're practicing tomorrow afternoon. And so we're trying to stay as consistent as possible in the summer. We are still, last Monday was sworn in as a police chaplain for Lower Township Police with 2 other guys. Soon to be, there'll be a 4th one added. See where that goes. Been doing some card writing, not as much as I wanted, but at least I kind of sort of gotten back into that. Messages, doing the videos, producing some of the videos, and doing that thing on Sunday morning, called worship, and still keeping track of my minutes or my hours. So if anybody wants to know, I'll be happy to show it to you. It's be kind of boring, but it's a pretty active schedule, at least for me anyway, in the Shang household. So that's my report, I guess. Still.
And you're working on the anniversary letter.
Yeah, I gave you that first draft today. So I contacted Reverend Jim, waiting to hear back from him regarding sermon title, theme for the Sunday morning, because we want to start planning music. And then, yeah, and Sunday evening, I don't know as far as what character he's going to be doing, more concerned with our responsibilities Sunday morning. So, but waiting to hear from Reverend Jim on that. I've done, had a funeral burial service at Cold Spring last week. Was at Ella's, also a day or two before that. Just other stuff, I don't know. Anyway, so that's pastor's report. Does not need to be voted on. Thank you very much. Staff parish report, Joan.
Nothing new.
Okay, nothing new. Okay,
Well, Dave went back full-time, right?
Yes.
okay, so Dave's hours are restored, is that?
Well, he's at 16 hours a week.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
What question, how many hours a week are his normal schedule?
How many hours a
Well-
week is normal schedule?
Dave is, according to his job description, he's supposed to work between 15 and 20 hours a week. But what's happening with his salary is that every year he gets a raise because minimum wage goes up in New Jersey. So now he's at, well, basically $13 an hour, but we've never gone beyond his $10,000 that he makes annually. So every time minimum wage goes up, his hours go down. So now he's at 16 hours a week.
But we won't continue to do that. After 2022, he'll be at the hours that he's supposed to be at $13 an hour and 16 hours a week. So 2023, if minimum wage goes up to $14 an hour, we have to make a decision at that point whether to raise him up to minimum or make some other choices.
So we'll have that discussion at that time, but it is for information. Yeah, so, Yeah. Okay.
So his limited hours in all summer since COVID started have been how many hours?
Right now, he's at 16 hours a week.
Now, but what was he during COVID?
five, wasn't it?
Was
Yeah, we,
8 to
Yeah.
10.
yeah.
8 to 10, that's why there's cobwebs all over and there's a dead mouse in the sink and the windowsills are filthy and the gym hasn't been cleaned at all because he simply doesn't have time to do it.
Right.
Okay, that's just what I'm wondering.
Okay. So it's through no fault.
Yeah, it's just that he simply doesn't have the hours to do it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else, staff parish?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you. Trustees, Al Mortensen, trustee president. Yay.
Okay, well, I don't have my notes of my minutes with me, so I'm gonna have to try to do this from memory. Everything was gotten ready for the fun day last week before it was canceled, and unfortunately it was canceled. The refrigerator is working. As of yesterday, we got the back ordered air conditioner and it's sitting in Michael Hall. The air conditioner that we did get is installed and just needs to be charged. The gas company was here and went over all the problems with the gas with me. They really found nothing of significance that should be causing our gas rate to be that high. We still may request having the gas meters replaced. Although when the gentleman from the gas company was here, we discovered we had an animal living in the vents in our heat in this building, which is a
Squirrel.
mud wren.
Oh, mud run.
I actually went up on top of the chimney and took a picture of its nest.
I lost the bet then.
So-
Okay.
As far as mud wrens go, she should be done with her babies and out of there before the 1st of November when I turn the heat on. So,
What's
The nest is so teeny that it's not gonna make any difference.
What would that make our gas?
Then the mud vent's doing nothing to our gas, except that the gas company has red tagged our boiler because there's an animal in it. So I can't fire the boiler until the animal's out of
Is that again, I mean, who says we can't do that?
the gas company.
Oh, they tried it, they turned it on and they heard something screeching, crying, they were gonna burn it. That poor thing.
So, but anyway, we
Have to
don't,
bring Lynn in.
we don't need the heat turned on here until. the
No?
first of
No, right.
Really?
first of November.
Oh,
So before then, I'll make sure the rent has moved out. I think as of now, that's pretty much everything except.
lift?
The lift, I have no idea.
Okay.
Margie keeps talking to the lift guy. He keeps saying he comes back and it's been 3 weeks and I haven't even seen him the first time he said he was here. So,
Okay. And the issue mentioned before about the boiler in the base, the parsonage boiler or the billing and,
supposedly the gas company has an insurance policy against that, which they're charging us $300 a year for. So I'm gonna try to cancel that policy because I do the heat and the parsonage anyway. So how we have an insurance policy for them to do the service, I have no idea. Because I know from dealing with customers that have the policies, that the policies are very limited and the customers end up calling me anyway.
do you think it's related to the church insurance on
No,
property?
no, it's
Okay.
just an insurance policy through South Jersey Gas to
Ah,
cover the
okay.
gas line in the parsonage and the heating system in the parsonage.
Okay.
They send that out and they
They
periodically.
send
in
that,
your bill,
they send that
it
out to everybody, so somehow we got signed up for it and I'll have to, when I get a chance, cancel it. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got all the paperwork on that in front of me. And then I've got the paperwork for the Boy Scouts, but that'll be discussed at the trustees meeting, not me.
Okay. All right.
What I did want to bring up, but we'll bring that up in later business. That's all I have for the
Okay.
trustees.
Any questions for Al? Zoom people?
No, thank you, Al.
Okay.
All right. Amanda, you have any questions for Al and the trustees? No, okay, want to ask? All right, thank you, Al and trustees. Finance report, Margie, you want to do something with that or not?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, on the front of your financial report, you'll see a blow up. And this is,
Margie has.
Sure. if you guys can see that. This is the general offerings this month and the electronic giving. So I centered in on this because our donations are going down again. Last Sunday, I don't know what it was today, Barb, but I'm assuming it was probably low because I know attendance was low.
Attendance was low, but we did get some large checks in the mail.
Yeah, right. But that wouldn't be, yes, that would be counted in.
Yeah,
So that really helped. Today in the mail, I got some large checks and we had a lot of electronic giving. So that really helped.
and I can give you a list of the pledges, if you don't have that. I don't know if I gave you one or not.
Gave me what?
A list of the pledges for the year.
No, I don't have that.
Okay, I can get that to you.
Okay. If we didn't get those checks in the mail, we would not be able to make payroll this month, this coming payroll. So that was a blessing. So just to let you all know, things are getting tight. There's no extra spending. You know, just basically we're paying the bills. We're not behind on anything. But when it comes to payroll twice a month, sometimes things are tight. And if push comes to shove, then I have to pull from our special giving, like holiday giving. That's always used for shortages in the last couple of years. So that's basically where we are financially. We're doing well with lawn care. We're just about where we're supposed to be this time of the year. He's got about a little over half of his year's payments for the church cutting. So we're not behind on that. We're pretty much up to date on pastor's expenses as well. So we're keeping up, but I was getting a little worried this month because of attendance and offerings going down, in church offerings. So just keep that in mind. We do have the anniversary letter going out. I read Pastor's draft of that today. And of course, we're asking for people to prayerfully give to keep the ministry going at Tabernacle in that letter. Does anybody have any questions on the financial report?
No, apparently not.
Did I see Lynn there now?
Yes, I've been trying to do a, yeah.
I'm trying to
Hi, Lynn. I just wanted to mark you as in attendance.
Present. Okay. All right,
And this report doesn't have to be approved because it's already happened.
that's correct. Yeah, all right. Did Shani give you anything for missions or anybody want to?
She did not.
Okay, all right. Yeah, they do plan to, I think, redo the fun day, like a harvest festival kind of thing. There's already talk about it. And so that's great that planning. I mentioned this on Sunday, I probably shouldn't have. We had a comment on Facebook of a family that apparently during basic blessings, I changed the church sign to read what it says. I said postponed till fall. And apparently sometime that afternoon, some fellow drove by with his kids that were planning to come, and that's how they found out that it was postponed, is that church sign. So he wasn't too happy about that. So, but anyway, no, I know, it's just, all right, Bob, give you anything for United Methodist Men or?
Yeah, I do have an announcement.
Something with missions. I don't know how many people that are there get the newsletter from the district, get what it's called, the relay. And I got a
I
picture.
gave you the reads you looked at the other day.
Oh,
Yeah, not everybody gets that.
I submitted a picture of Shandi's trunk full of all,
Oh, the Undy Sunday.
and they put it in this month.
Oh, the relay. Yeah, in the back page of the relay, the Undy Sunday, the photo she took of the
Right.
600 plus.
So we
Pairs.
got a photo and to show that we did something small mission compared to a lot of others, but a useful mission. And hopefully
Yeah.
give other churches the idea to do something like that.
Right. Okay. I know you said you want to say, Margie, something to do with the men's, I announced the men's breakfast on Sunday.
Yes. Okay. So you have that information.
Yeah,
It's
you called me Saturday afternoon.
9/11 at
Yeah.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
I think the man's name is Paul something. Lynn, do you-
Mulligan. Yeah, it's Steve Bistak's brother-in-law.
Okay, and
Yeah.
he's speaking on
Yeah,
railroading.
he was our, just like everything else, he was our last speaker before the shutdown. Just like
Okay.
Reverend Jim Hughes was the last speaker before the shutdown, just before, yeah, so we're bringing, it's like the pandemic never happened, we're just bringing everybody back. men's breakfast, 9/11. Yeah, so that's railroading in Cape May. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
That's all I had for them.
Is that open to the women also?
Yeah, United Methodist Women is next. Betty Wound.
Betty just asked if that was open to the women. Bob didn't tell me it was, but
I don't think so, no.
you could request it, Betty.
No, it's at the
Rio
Rio
Station.
Station, so it's not open to the women.
It's not the one in the gym or anything.
It's
So,
usually we have it here at the gym if it's going to be open to everybody, because there's not that much room at the Rio Station.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Especially if he sets up something,
Hopefully, the men's breakfast is going to get big enough to,
out
so it's
space it.
going to
Yeah.
outspace the room, but so far it hasn't.
All right. Okay, Betty, do you have a UMW report?
Just that we
Speak
got an
loud.
invitation to participate in an event September 25th at Cape May Courthouse Methodist Church. And it's a woman's program that's supposed to be an all-day program. And I have to call and find out more of the
Okay,
details.
September 25th, there's gonna be a all-day women's program at the Methodist Church in Courthouse.
Right.
Okay, I'm just passing it along to the hearers and the audience. Okay, anything else?
No, I've been trying to keep in contact with people through emails.
Okay. And Shabbat at the shore?
Oh, I thought that was going to be in your report.
No, I mentioned it on Sunday. I had put a picture up there that I took. And actually,
But it-
Rabbi Ron emailed me yesterday
really
thanking me for, for us being there. And so I sent him that picture and he's very appreciative of that. Him with his hand in the air and preaching
But
about
I think
something.
it was wonderful that it was a little bit more ecumenical this year.
Yeah.
Since I don't know if he's new at the Advent Church, the priest there
Well,
has
no,
been
he's
having,
about 3 years now.
oh, okay. And he's been having meetings with the rabbi, obviously, like Jen did. And he participated in the service, which was very
Yes.
nice.
Yeah. So the pastor of Episcopal Church of the Advent in Cape May, and also Pastor Jeff, Ella's
Right.
nephew or cousin from the Lutheran Church, he also was there. So, yeah. And so, okay. All right. Now we're at old business. Masks and protection from the Delta variant. Did you want to share something, Margie?
Yes, and I read a lot of the emails from all of the emails from the conference, as well as I know Pastor and Joan, and I believe Al. We're all trying to keep up with that as to what the church's responsibility is to do with the numbers increasing from the Delta variant. And as you know, Cape May County has been in the red zone for the last couple of weeks. I read a article that was put out by the New York Times on Cape May County, and I was really shocked at the percentages that they were giving on the variant. They were saying that an average of 47 cases per day, and this is just over the weekend, were reported in Cape May County, 114% increase from the average 2 weeks ago. Since the beginning of the pandemic, at least 1 in 9 residents have been infected. A total of 10,191 reported cases. Right now, Cape May County is at an extremely high risk for unvaccinated people. Read more about the risk below. It says, so far, August has been the month with the highest average cases since January 2021 in Cape May County. So it's something that really has to be taken seriously. If you've been reading the essential updates from the conference, You can see that their wording is getting stronger. The one that we received last week says, well, you have it in front of you. It's page 2 on that stapled copy. It's the highlighted area where it says that Governor Murphy has offered new guidelines about the place where vulnerable people congregate, which includes our congregations, that people are to wear a mask indoors and that staff are to be vaccinated, or if they're not vaccinated, they have to be tested twice a week. I think all of our staff is vaccinated, so we don't have to test twice a week. But we do have to make a decision if we need to go back for 1 hour a week to wear masks in church to protect each other. The Delta variant is three to 4 times as transmissible as the initial COVID-19. Initially, they were saying that it took 15 minutes for COVID-19 for you to catch it by being next to somebody that had it. Now they're saying with the Delta, it takes seconds. And I just read this today. The additional slip of paper that you have is the essential update that we just got today. It was mainly keying in on schools, what Governor Murphy was had just mandated about teachers and students. But again, what Pastor Glenn has been saying on Sundays are the GNJ's goal is 0 infection. They don't want anybody to get COVID as a result of one of the church services or events. So we have to, as the council, decide how we're going to make that happen. And the easiest thing to do is wear masks for an hour while you're in church service. Anybody want to comment?
Yeah, I'll comment. I think probably most of you know that, Stuart and I are big mask proponents. And, we also think that even though we've been vaccinated, the effectiveness of the vaccine is dissipating or decreasing. And, we're getting ready for booster shots now. So I think it's just so simple. Put on a mask. We don't go any place indoors now, a store, a restaurant, any place without wearing a mask. So, and it's only, like Margie said, it's only for an hour or so a week. So, it's the most effective way to keep us safe at this point.
Yeah, if anybody's going out to the grocery stores, to Walmart, to the restaurants, to your doctors, 90% of the people are wearing masks wherever you go. Now, that doesn't count.
I must go to the wrong places.
Well, Al, you're probably predominantly in Cape May and Wildwood, where people are walking around, a lot of tourists. It doesn't count that. I'm talking about local people who are doing their shopping, who are going into Acme and ShopRite. Most of them are wearing masks now.
I've been to ShopRite for the the third time all year. I had to go twice while Barbara was away. And I will say, I did not see more than maybe 5% of the people in ShopRite with masks on. Now, the employees are now wearing masks. They weren't the first day I was there, which was the beginning of the week. The end of the week they were.
Yeah. That's because the reports are coming out.
We're wearing masks, but
yeah,
no one else is.
It's because the reports are coming out more and more.
I don't think it matters because we're so distant. I think last week I don't even think there were 15 people in church.
You can be in the same, you have to understand, Delta is different. You can be in the same room. It only takes seconds. You pass somebody by, you can transmit it. It's just not worth the risk. My,
Wawa
my
Wawa now requires masks.
From what
You're
I
required to wear a
read,
mask to go into
says
Wawa.
that the Delta variant masks are totally ineffective with it because it can pass through. Yeah.
they're not totally ineffective.
Well, and just Margie, to make another comment. I mean, there have been some recommendations to wear double masks. So that's what we do. We wear a disposable,
Exactly.
wear a cloth mask.
Exactly. Any layer of protection you can give yourself is worth doing. My daughter-in-law, my ex-daughter-in-law, she was diagnosed or tested positive for COVID on Saturday morning. And, it really hits home when somebody in your family tests positive, and she was vaccinated with Johnson & Johnson. So as a result of that, several members of the family had to be tested, plans have to be changed. You have to start thinking about, okay, who do I need to contact? If I'm positive, who have I infected? It's not worth it. It's much easier to wear a mask.
I would say that the fact that Wawa now requires masks, it
Exactly.
shows that a lot of small stores are going to require them. And
See, I wouldn't
I don't
know,
go
'cause
into stores.
I haven't gone to Wawa, because it's cigarette city, and if you're going to get infected with COVID, you're going to get infected in Wawa. So I haven't been in Wawa since COVID started.
Wawa is the first place tourists come to get their coffee and stuff, so I haven't been in Wawa. But I think a lot of it is the people that are coming from out of state. So I just avoid wherever the tourists are.
But it wouldn't be a bad idea to wear masks in church. It's not a bad idea, but my point is, if we're going to bring COVID into church, or if we're going to get COVID ourselves, it's going to be from all these people that are here on vacation who think COVID is a joke and aren't wearing masks. And
Exactly.
walk around them 5 times to try to stay 6 feet away from them, and they keep walking towards you.
I'm sorry, but I think it's wrong to blame it on vacationers. There are enough people around here that haven't been vaccinated that are locals.
I think it's a combination of both.
Right.
I mean, you can pick it up
Blame on one
anywhere.
group. Can I make a motion that we require masks at services or any other events at our church?
You can make a motion, I guess, but
Yes.
I guess that's
you
what we
guys-
did last time when we said we wouldn't have to have masks, so we have to make a motion to reinstate mask requirement.
Amanda's gonna say something.
Did the conference, the last time we wore masks, was that mandated by the conference, or was that
No.
something we imposed?
No, they make suggestions, Amanda. And the directive, the suggestion that was made last week by them this is how they worded it. And it was stronger than any suggestion they made even at the beginning of COVID. While at this moment, the governor has indicated that is a guideline. If we do not work together, it will be a directive in September. That's stronger than I've heard them say.
My
should have-
thinking just is for us as a church or a business or anyone to be doing, okay, now we're wearing masks, now we're not wearing masks, now we are wearing masks, like we're kind of going back and forth. I think for now we've put it out there that with the guidance of if you're vaccinated and you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to. If you want to wear a mask, you can. We are giving people the right to choose what they feel is best. Now, I am not going to say what it does or doesn't do. I'm never going to pretend that I'm a doctor or a scientist and I know everything about this and I'm going to tell other people what to do about it. That's not my job or my place, and it never will be. However, I think if the conference mandates it, then yes, we have to do it. Until then, we have taken safety precautions, and you know, we have said the vaccine has given us the right to say we can wear the mask or choose not to wear the mask. And that's kind of what we have in place for now. I would hold off on the mandate for us. Just because we have given people the choice to wear the mask or not wear the mask. I've worn the mask in church in the last 2 weeks. That's okay. That's my choice. I'm not going to tell other people what to do, but I think we're getting ourselves into a problem where every month we're going to decide, now we have to wear a mask. Now we don't have to wear a mask. Now we do. Now it's just getting a little bit out of control with that. If the conference mandates it, great. Then we have no objection. Let's go ahead and do it. My opinion is if not, let's continue to let people choose and they will choose what is best for them. That's just my thought, or maybe we need more discussion on it. Maybe there's people who aren't here tonight who want to discuss it. But
I want to add
I'm not
to,
sure how much of the back and forth we're going to do over the coming year or months.
I'd like to add to the discussion that we already have every nursing home and assisted living facility here is on lockdown. You can't visit anybody. And where I live, senior apartments, we have to wear masks everywhere indoors. And I know we have a lot of people that go to churches that don't require masks. And that's another reason I'm happy that we're wearing masks in our facility.
As far as going back and forth, what I would say to that is we're at the mercy of the virus. The virus goes up, the virus goes down. It was when people were wearing their masks, things were getting better. The vaccines came out and a lot of people were vaccinated. And then summer hit, where now we're getting a lot of people that may not be vaccinated, some may be vaccinated, coming into our area. And so people are congregating more, they're having fun, they're forgetting about staying safe, they're getting a little lax. So what happens is our numbers start going up again. So yeah, because people are getting lax and maybe not getting vaccinated, you do have to wear masks again. That's the problem. If people were all getting vaccinated, if everybody was wearing a mask and it stayed that way throughout the summer, maybe we wouldn't have this problem now. But guards were let down and the virus started to be transmitted again. So the only way that this is going to stop, and this is what the conference is saying, they refer to the state. In the highlighted paragraph that I gave you, it says, New Jersey Governor Murphy has offered new guidelines about the place where vulnerable people congregate, which includes our congregations. That people are to wear masks indoors and staff are to be vaccinated or tested twice a week. How much more plainer can we get? This is from the conference. To me, that is a mandate.
And just to add to that, I don't see us kind of going back and forth too much on this issue, because I know for us, we'll be wearing masks until we got our booster shot. So
Yeah.
that's my,
Yeah, but
I know
you're not thinking about either is there are people who are not coming to the service because people aren't wearing masks. The Johnsons are one of those couples. And they're, Joan, I'm going to put this right out there. They are very supportive of the church financially and with their service, serving on committees and supporting the pastor in every way that they can, except they have not been able to come to church because people are not wearing masks. So you have others in the same category, I'm sure. I'm sure
Yeah.
they're not the only ones, but the bottom line is there basically was a mandate and it's right in that paragraph in front of you.
But I asked if there was a mandate and you said no, it was a recommendation.
It's referred to the New Jersey Governor Murphy and his new guidelines about the place where vulnerable people congregate, which includes our congregations, that people are to wear masks indoors. It says that. How much more plainer can we get? I just think that the council has to not keep this dragging on. We've talked about this for a couple of meetings and a decision has to be made. If the council
But
doesn't,
we just made a decision and you're trying to reverse the decision.
Yeah.
We
Well, what
just
I'm
made a
saying
decision
is-
that we were going to say it was up to the people who come to church, and that was the decision we made. And now you're arguing the decision, which is your right to do.
well, I'm
But
bringing
what
out
you're
new
dragging the meeting
information.
on, we're not. We already made a decision.
At the time we made that decision, though, Al, we did not have this information from the conference. But now things are getting worse. I'm not a member of the church. Okay, I'm just bringing you information.
That's why I made the motion, because I feel strongly that, you can't say that we're waffling or flip flopping. I mean, this has not been an easy decision to decide to not
Listen,
wear.
I
masks.
have no trouble wearing a
And maybe
mask.
it's time
I
we
just have
decide.
trouble telling somebody that
Excuse me,
you
I am
have to wear a
speaking.
mask. Because
May
there are
I-
people who, right now especially, the way our politics are, if you tell them they have to wear a mask, they're like, okay, go away. You're against the government, you're against everything because you want me to wear a mask. And that's the way it is right now. I have no problem myself wearing a mask. Not at all. But there are people who are going to say, okay, if we have to wear a mask, we're not going to come to church because that's against our political views. We live in the United States. It's a free country. You can't tell us what to do. And that's the way these people are. And I can come to church and wear a mask, and I like to wear a mask. I think it's a good idea to wear a mask. But there are people who say, well, that's against my rights as a citizen of the United States. So I'm not going to wear a mask and I'm not going to come to church.
And there are people who
Want to have
are
people
vaccinated
stay
because-
home or don't stay, or like stay home or not.
Because-
So, you can't argue that some people
Yeah.
people are gonna stay home either way, whatever you
Yes.
decide.
So, and some people, if you tell them to do something, they're not gonna wanna do it just because they don't wanna be told to do it.
Exactly.
It's no big deal.
So I was just going to go along with whatever Murphy said, and Murphy has not said anything about churches. Government right now is not saying anything about churches because it's a very gray area, and government does not want to restrict rights of people in churches. So you'll notice Governor Murphy has said nothing about churches. He's purposely sidestepped that because he does not want to get into that area. Most of what he said directly is dealing with nursing homes and now schools. Because 75% of the people who go to schools can't be vaccinated yet. So that puts the teachers and the staff all at risk because this new COVID variant is striking much, much younger people, and it's striking them much, much harder. The old COVID didn't strike young people like this COVID is striking young people. And right now, once school starts, you're going to see COVID like never before. Because we have all these little young kids that can't be vaccinated right now. Which is really a shame.
So then we should even think about a harvest party, harvest fair.
How are you gonna have anniversary Sunday? If
Yeah.
he can't do it.
He can't
Right.
do it.
Exactly. You're doing away with anniversary Sunday because he's already said he won't preach if he has to wear a mask.
We can always consider outside options if that directive were to come down. I just, at this point, I feel like for us, none of us are, some of us try to be experts on it, but truly none of us are experts on this. We each have our own field that we are good at. We come
Unfortunately.
together, but we can wait for a directive and then we can say, we're following the direct, we're
Well,
following a
that's
directive.
exactly what I feel.
Right.
And actually, with this COVID, the experts aren't experts because they're still experimenting to see
I
what
mean,
it's going
as
to
a
do.
backup plan, if we can do things outside, if the directive comes down that we have to wear the mask or we can't do indoor activities. Other places have been doing outside things successfully. We may have to go to that and give it a chance, right? You know, I don't know, like, we might have to have a backup plan or we may have to cancel things. But as of today, things change every day. As of today, we don't have a directive that says we have to do it. We
Well,
will put things in place to follow safety guidelines as best we can.
I'm sorry, I'm bad.
That's okay.
I have a bad habit of talking over
I
people.
don't mind.
I'm sorry. No, what I was going to suggest, is there anyone there or anyone here that wants to second the motion?
Or option.
Yeah, what is your actual
No,
motion, Betty?
To require masks.
I'll
We have-
second
we
it.
have- We haven't.
Okay, so that, Betty, is that your motion? Why don't you say your motion? Betty,
Yes,
why don't you actually declare a motion, since this is being recorded, and then we can have it available on the record, so to
I
speak.
wanted to clear, I made a motion that
What?
we
So
require
we need
masks.
someone to second.
But I didn't hear the motion. I just heard you wanted to make a motion. I wanted you to say it out
I
loud.
I didn't make a motion. I made a motion.
She already
I didn't
made the motion.
ask whether I could make it.
Okay, but
Say it again.
I'm just saying, we heard you made a motion, but we didn't actually hear the words of the motion. That's what I'm asking.
Yes, I made a motion
think
that we
he just
require
wants to-
masks in our
Good.
services and any other area on the church grounds, inside, I should say. Inside the church facilities.
Okay, so require masks in service and other indoor activities on the church grounds. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay, because all I heard was you want you to make a motion, and we actually would need the words of the motion to be on the record.
Well, there was so much
Crosstalk.
discussion going on that nobody seemed to listen to my motion.
Yeah, I understand that. So, okay. Well, that's why I'm clarifying it. So, okay. I can keep forgetting the microphone's on the
now we
camera.
need a second.
So we need a second.
I'll second it.
All right, Joan Johnson seconds it. All right, well, I think we're finished discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I,
So we have 3 ayes. Any nays? Okay, we have 3 ayes and 3 nays. Okay, so if there's no majority, then it does not pass. Is that the,
Well, it should, in normal circumstances, if the chair was here, the chair would vote, and he would be the deciding vote. But
Ah,
the chair is
okay.
not here.
okay,
Who was, I don't mean to single anybody out, but so it was, because I can't see everybody, it's hard for me to
Well,
know.
it was 3,
But we
4,
do
3
have
again.
some at-large members, and we do have, Mary is not a member of the council. I
Who's
mean,
Mary?
not Mary.
I don't know who's member, who's not.
I'm not a
Yeah,
member.
she-
Mary Lou,
Oh,
I'm
Mary
sorry.
Lou's not a member.
She didn't vote.
Pardon me?
No, I didn't vote.
Okay, no, but yeah, but you changed your vote, right? Just
I
now?
said, I don't care.
She doesn't want to.
Well, I think there's other people on council who may feel strongly about.
Well, that's it.
So
It's a matter of,
I don't know what
You
the
know,
procedure is.
I'm just trying to get the vote straight.
Table till next month.
Yeah.
Or
next month.
Yeah, or if they wanna.
Yeah, because,
Session next week or
one,
something
two-
like that to discuss or to get their votes in. I just think it's a strong, you know, it's a strong opinion related topic that maybe. the
so
other
you
people who aren't
suggest
here might
maybe
need to-
email of,
Like a
of the,
special
of the written
session.
motion
Yeah,
or
it's a
special?
hung vote, we're gonna have to have another council meeting. to
Okay.
discuss it.
Maybe a special session just
Because
for that,
like-
to give
because
the
like I
people
said,
that weren't here a chance to.
Normally at a council meeting or any meeting, the chairman has no vote unless there's a tie. Then the chairman is required to vote. But the chairman is not here tonight. You're sort of acting as the chair and
Well, we only have 5
And
people
you're
here
not
now,
going
we
to
have
get-
time.
because we've got people voting on.
Oh, right, right.
Okay. So it came out to be.
So we're gonna have to have a special meeting then just for this issue.
I don't think that's necessary.
Well, man, if we had a tie vote, then obviously then it doesn't, tie votes do not pass.
Well, it sounds like even if we have a special meeting, that folks want to wait till either the conference or Governor Murphy tells us we have to do it. So what's the point of a special meeting if we're just
Oh.
gonna wait? till we do it. So I say we wait. That will
Okay.
come sooner.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
then we'll
don't think it's
table it to the
necessary
next,
to have a special meeting.
scheduled meeting then.
I agree with Joan.
Yeah, because I agree with that too, because the conference said in that statement, they kind of indicated that it might be a directive in
I
September.
understand that. We
Yeah.
read through that. I get that. And so
Yeah,
then
so they might,
we'll table it until the next meeting or until it comes upon us.
Well, apparently, obviously, if the governor says we have to wear
Yes.
masks, we have to wear masks. There's no question about it.
Okay,
Then we just blame it on the governor. We don't blame it on ourselves.
Exactly,
Right.
that's very true.
okay. All right. So there actually is no more ability to have any more discussion on this at this time because we've had our discussion. Okay. All things considered, Anniversary Sunday is on the agenda.
Anniversary Sunday is also the weekend of Irma Camp.
Okay,
The revival services at Irma Camp.
okay.
So a lot of people that attend Irma Camp that would like to come see Jim Hughes will probably be at Irma Camp.
Okay.
So attendance, I know they were talking about having the dinner and then the service in the evening so that more people from other churches could attend. But I don't know if that's going to backfire on us.
Because everybody's going to be at our camp if we find the same uses.
So I don't,
And when does that camp wrap finish? I thought is it 10 days or is it
the
or just a
19th.
weekend?
It's just the weekend.
Oh, just the weekend.
16th to the 19th.
Okay.
Irma Camp usually meets in September.
Well, they're having a special.
We have,
see it on the
we have
sign.
the revival service. They've been doing that, well, they didn't do anything last year, but the year before, we had the Memorial Day service revival, and then in September, they did another revival service.
So, I mean, what do you want to do as far as Anniversary Sunday? You going to keep it the 19th or you want to change it to the,
Well, you can't change it unless you talk to Jim Hughes.
well, that's it. We have to talk to Jim Hughes. It's just that,
People are planning on dinner.
yes.
Well, it's far enough in advance now that if we changed it by a week.
Well, I would have to touch base with him, but
But
yeah,
I'm saying we have to discuss it with Jim Hughes
Yes.
naturally. But before we did give it any more discussion, I would feel it out with him personally.
yeah, okay.
So
But-
you
Pastor,
keep it another
I
week.
have a question, Pastor. Last time that Jim was going to come, he objected to the fact that people might be required to wear masks, and he didn't want to wear a mask.
Yeah, he's not gonna come if he has to wear a mask.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, so,
You can't expect
he
him
gonna
to do drama with a
Is he
mask
going to
on.
cancel? That's what I want to know. Will he cancel if it's not the right situation?
Well, no, I mean, yeah, if he has to wear a mask, then we can't have it. But if he doesn't, you know, if he can be without a mask, then then it's fine. And you could have everybody in the congregation have a mask, but he would be unable to. That was the same thing that we had last year. Yeah.
But I think the issue
Right.
right now is that both are gonna be on the same night, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
If Irma Camp is gonna have something and we're gonna have it the same night, there's gonna be.
They usually have their Sunday evening service at 6 o'clock, but there's usually a half hour of singing and then a half hour or an hour of preaching. So,
No, they're not gonna run back and
Yeah.
forth.
so
Okay, so like I said, I just would make a suggestion that, Pastor, if you can reach out to him, see if there's another Sunday that he can do it.
Okay.
Because the whole idea of this Sunday night thing was to have members of other churches attend.
Yeah.
And if members of all the people that would generally attend his service are going to Irma Camp,
Yeah.
it's kind of fruitless, because that's why we moved everything to the night, so we could have, more people attend.
So if I aim for the 26th, with that, if I'm in as far as first, I know Ed talked about Shandi, and I mean, everything would have to be rejuggled, but, as far as a starting point,
Well, I would, he's
I understand.
he's the center of it, so.
but he might want a starting point,
We'll
That-
see
that
when
would
he
be-
can come and we'll work our plans around that.
Yes,
Okay.
if he suggests a date, then we'll work around it. We'll
And,
work around
and
it.
I would present it to him that we didn't realize it was, Irma Camp was doing their revival service.
And you can just mention it to him, like you've already mentioned to us, that, we were hoping to get donations to sponsor him when he was there and have more people from other churches come.
Okay.
And you being in that place earlier in your life, you might be better discussing that with them.
All right, okay, yeah.
I didn't hear what the conflict was. Was it some kind of camp?
Oh, I'm sorry, Irma Camp is having their fall revival the same weekend as the Anniversary Sunday. And they do events on Sunday morning, they do events on Sunday evening. And Al is mentioning, since, the goal is to have other churches as part of a revival, that there would be a conflict with people's schedules if we kept it at the 19th.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, we have fun doing this, aren't we? Okay,
So we're gonna wait and see if Jim can come
All
at
right,
a later date,
so I'll-
and we will do the.
I'll call him tonight or tomorrow. Okay, but I know that, well, then we'll have to talk about that. I noticed the time that you had sent in your email was, so somebody did confirm 5:30 for dinner and 7 o'clock for the presentation?
That's what it is on the bulletin ad. Yeah.
Okay, because I only put in 7 o'clock as a guess, because I didn't know, there was no decided final time for dinner, at least not that I was told.
Yeah, I think we did that at the last meeting because in case somebody wanted to come to the
Okay.
drama without going to the dinner,
Yes.
we have to
okay.
have a
All
time.
right, all right. Okay, all right, so that's it. And then something to do with a hand truck. What's the story on a hand truck? It's in our agenda.
There was a mysterious hand truck received by the church. Was ordered through Amazon, but not on the church account. I don't know who ordered it, where it came from, but it's in the boiler room. I've checked with Al, Tom, Shandi, and Lynn, and and Brenda, they were the likely suspects, but they didn't order it. So I don't know where it came from. So if you hear anything, let me know.
All right, did you ask Dave?
Them or return it to them.
Amazon tell us who ordered it?
Yeah, could Amazon say who ordered it?
What? No.
Amazon?
Because it's not on our account. It wasn't paid through the church, so I don't know who ordered it.
So the address was just Tabernacle.
Yeah, and there was no paperwork inside the box.
No
Well, I
paperwork.
knew
There never
there's
is.
Amazon's records, they would certainly know.
Yeah, but we don't have any we are not allowed to. We don't have any standing because the way it was sent, we don't have any standing. There's no order number. There's no.
So-
Yeah, all there
No.
was is the address on the box.
No, we're not going to send it back. It's just.
Why'd you just said about sending it back?
Oh, I don't know. Did you ask Dave?
No.
It wasn't on your list, so that's why I figured. You know, I'm just thinking of likely suspects.
Yeah,
Not
I
that he
didn't,
would,
I didn't ask Dave about it.
Phone's still
but
working?
we're having an open conversation, so I figured I would ask that. Okay. Do we have any other business? Reason why I sound like I'm right, I know I get that reputation is that I allotted on the Zoom meeting an hour and 15 minutes, which is usually longer than most of our meetings. And so I don't know if that's 7 o'clock or 7:15, but since we're still on at 7 o'clock, then
Okay,
Everything's good,
okay,
so.
well, we've gotten through
everything.
old business, no, we haven't gotten
Oh,
to new
Okay, well, we
business.
got through our list for this. Now we're up to new business.
Now, the only.
May I ask, do we have to make a decision about anniversary Sunday celebration? What-
No, we
When we
we
want?
we kind of decided to work on Reverend Jim's schedule, that if he can make it, presumably the following Sunday, that would give us another week, but it hinges on him. I think the church can swing into the following week. Because I know the Ankrams, they're not going to wait till November, I don't think. So, as far as that goes.
All right.
So that's what we're gonna try.
Let me
Okay,
know so I can change the ad in the bulletin.
well,
Let
okay.
Kelly find out.
Well, just
From him
don't put
tomorrow.
it in. Don't change it, but don't put it in until you get confirmation, maybe.
Right.
Okay.
right.
All right, I mean, it's not to, well, we're recorded, so I won't say it. I'm just saying, like, the Mad Magazine will fall off that bridge when we get to it. Okay. All right, now,
Okay, now, the other last thing I wanted to bring up was I know our volunteer organist discussed something with you on Sunday, and I just thought that should be brought up here while we have the council to discuss it.
okay, I guess I will bring this up. Mary Snyder approached me and also Paula about the willingness to play, and in effect, being a organist, but also with like a mini music director, of working with ensembles or choirs or children. But the issue was pay, and I ran it by the powers that be, who are on the Zoom side of the call, Miss Joan and Miss Margie, or I understand they were having a conversation. And it's financially right now, the church is not taking on any more. She would be considered staff.
Would she not consider doing it for $100 a week? What's her offer?
No, $100 a week is her offer. And it wasn't any lower or higher, but it was $100 a week. And so her concern was that, and if other church, might call her into service, but if she's receiving the $100 a week, then she would have to say no to any other offers on Sunday mornings.
I think she would be
So-
invaluable to the service.
Yeah, but presently, unless there's some sort of $100 a week benefactor, which we learned about benefactors last Sunday, then the church is not taking on any more financial staff.
Well, we will.
I'm thinking, Pastor, that for $100 a week, there are a few members of the church, I included, who would put in something towards that.
I include.
So
Let me just say that we got into a difficult situation when somebody from the church was padding Chaz's salary. And it's very difficult to deal with that when you're doing the finances.
Well,
If someone wants to make a deal on their own with her, that's fine. But it can't go through the church finances that way. It's just it causes too many problems.
So it would be like a contract basis.
Yeah,
Like
they
$100 a week. Okay, we'll give you $100. We'll give you $100 on those Sundays that you play. Is really what it amounts to, I think.
And then Pastor Glenn, whoever is making that decision,
But then she would be considered staff, and then we will be doing Social Security and be doing.
I don't think
all
anybody
that.
heard you, Joan, because you were breaking up.
Okay, so what are you saying?
Well,
No online Zoom people, you said something?
She's gonna play
Yeah, I said
not only before the
it-
service,
All right, Joan
but
is saying
and
something.
through the service.
All right, Joan.
it got very messy with Chaz. He was very upset when he found out that $3,000 of his salary was coming from a donor. Because, you know, he thought the church could afford to pay him that. So if we go down this road with Mary, like Margie says, she's not considered an employee. You know, she gets the donations from whomever gives them to her. If they choose not to give her the donations, then you know, then I don't know what happened. She doesn't play, whatever. And somebody's got to manage her. Someone's got to figure out basically, you know, what Sundays is she going to play? If she's not going to play every Sunday because someone can't afford to pay her $100 every Sunday. But she's not going to be considered an employee.
Well, what we would have to do, in my opinion, is put together a fund for the organist. And all of us who are going to put into that fund would understand that at $100 a week, considering she would take a couple weeks off, it would be about $5,000 a year. So if we would put into a fund at the beginning of the year or whenever, the amount of money for that $5,000 and make sure it was in the church annually, and also make sure that her contract or her agreement was for annually, and that was the amount of money, it seems to me that that would be very easy to do through the church. Because we as benefactors or donors or whatever, we can't pay payroll and workman's comp and all of that craziness. But we would easily be able to put, you know, $5,000 a year in an account that would just be given for the organist or for our new music director. Now, what we've been paying for music directors in the past, and I know little about music directors. I can contact my cousin in Florida because she and her husband are both music directors as to what the fee should really be, because I have no idea. But to me, the fee sounds quite reasonable in comparison to what we've been paying people in the past.
Like that.
Of course, you know, I don't think Mary has a doctorate, and that would always comes into play right now.
But again, how do you pay Mary and not Paula?
Paula isn't doing anywhere near the same thing.
Paula's still playing. Paula's still playing, she's donating her time. Saying she has to come to rehearsals and learn songs and things like that.
Well, why don't we quite answerably bring that up to Paula? Because I thought Paula was one of the people who was thinking that it would be nice to have
Yes,
a
Paula
piano,
and Mary have to take
a piano accompanist.
Yeah.
So,
But
so-
it would be like, to me, it would be a slap in the face that I've been playing my guitar and singing and learning all this, and then here you're gonna say to Mary, well, we'll pay you. I mean,
well, I understand your point exactly, but I thought Paula was one of the people who wanted Mary to
I
play,
think
not
she-
so
I
much,
think she
not
would
so
like to
much the
too.
organ, but to have a piano accompanist for a live.
yeah. But
I
I would,
don't think she was looking at her as getting paid. I think she was looking at her as being, you know,
a volunteer.
volunteer like the rest of us
Well,
are.
she's not a member of our congregation, and she's only been coming for a while. And she's not,
Another consideration I think about is if the folks that are going to donate money toward a person, toward the organist, is that going to take away from their regular giving to the church?
And another thing.
Because I saw that happen the last time too.
If it does go through the church office, then that increases our
It
expenses.
increases the payroll taxes. It's
No, but I
not
mean,
just a
if
matter
there's
of $100 a week.
So that you can't, because that's what our
Shared ministry,
apportionments are
yeah.
based on. Also,
Exactly.
yeah.
I would rather see it done.
Under the table,
Under the
if I can
table.
say that.
just have a basket and people put in each week.
Exactly.
Well, you know, do it any way you want, but Margie's not gonna, it's not gonna be she's not gonna be on payroll.
Yeah.
And if for some reason she's short one week, well then, you know, she shouldn't be looking to the church to provide anything. You know, we cannot even make payroll for Pastor Glenn's full salary without somebody contributing money on a quarterly basis. We just don't have the funds to hire anyone else.
So it would have to be essentially under the table. I don't know what the other 2021 parlance is, but.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want.
Parlance. So that's what it would have to be. And probably might even have to be, yeah, I don't know. And those who want to fund the $100 and have an agreement with her would have to do so. And then, but then we got to.
It's gotta be a private agreement type of thing.
Yes.
Then you get into.
Then it's got to nail down what are responsibilities agreed upon. And then there's no, yeah, there would be no, essentially no handshake agreement, if you will. And it would be yeah, I'm just stating what it would be. I mean, it's either or.
To do this, I mean, pick somebody who's in charge, collect the money and give it to her. That would be pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's all or nothing. I mean, she's looking at $100 every single week throughout the year. She is not looking at, you know, when you have $100, I'll play. That's not what she's looking at. So she's looking at that 5,000 a year, if you will.
She's looking at just saying, okay, I'm going to come and play for you when I'm going to play every Sunday. And I'm going to guarantee that I'll play for you most every Sunday, rather than now, well, if I feel like getting out of bed this morning, I'll play for you.
Yeah,
Or
Which
if
is
something
sort
else
of- which
comes
is sort
up,
of-
yeah.
contingent on $100.
And if somebody, you know, would say to her, well, can you come to my church, like, I think we have done that with organists in the past. We've had organists come for special occasions and we've sort of borrowed them from other churches.
Yeah, I know I think Mrs. Vile once from Cape May Church, I think she's played, but I think she played for a funeral. No, Sunday
Every
morning.
church I've been to, the pastor's wife plays the piano.
Yeah. That's
You
it.
better
Well,
get Susan some lessons.
My pastor's wife, she runs the slides for the singing, so y'all can see the words so you can sing. So, okay, so,
We need to get her lessons.
all right, so then that's discussion and that's, okay. Anything else you want to add on either this or other new business? Okay, all right, so then, if there's no other discussion, then we'll make the vote to adjourn and then we'll pray, okay? So, motion to adjourn this meeting?
I make a motion.
Al makes a motion. Do we have a second on Zoom? I shouldn't say that, but.
Sure.
All right, Barb seconds it here. Okay. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You can stay as long as you want. Any abstentions? Okay. And so we're going to pray and we're also going to pray for Joe. So, and then we'll close out our meeting. Okay. Let's pray. Thank you, Father God, for our time here, the discussion that we've had. We've had some not just excitement, but concern and listening to one another. And we thank you, Lord, that we're able to hear one another and express love one for another. So we ask you, Lord, through all that's been discussed and to be discussed, we'll just continue to go forth from this place rejoicing. Be with our brother Joe. Be with our sister Wiley. Help Joe in his time of just the congestion and his throat and his nose. And we pray, Lord, for our brother to give him strength day by day. I thank you, Lord, for his loving faith in you and his desire to share your message near and far. Help us, Lord, as we go forth from this place and be thankful and bless us to and make us be a blessing. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Okay, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.